NXT took place tonight in its home of Orlando, Florida, at the WWE Performance Center. So, to start the show, we first see the Don, Tony D'Angelo, and Luca arrive together. And then we see Obafemi walking in to the PC, but then Jasper Troy, who's wrestling him in main event tonight, jumps him, and then he chokeslams Oba on the windshield of the car. Some random car, and then it shatters the windshield, which was actually a really cool visual. So Ethan Page is out to start the show. Shawn Legacy is out next, and we get Ethan Page against Shawn Legacy in a solid match, but when it went on for a while, you can tell they want to push Shawn Legacy in the future. It's a bit early right now, but they do have plans for him. After the match, Ricky Saints immediately jumped Ethan Page, and then Ethan ran away. So clearly their feud's going to continue, which is a good thing. Hopefully we get the blow-off match at the Great American Bash. Maybe a steel cage match. There's been several classic steel cage matches in the great history of the Great American Bash when it was under WCW. Many great cage matches, many great classics. Hopefully they have a cage match at the Bash. JC Jane's backstage with Fallon Henley and Jasmine next. They talk to Ava about the new signee, who's obviously, at the time, we still knew her as the Glamour Mariah May. Now she has a new name. We'll get to that later. But JC takes a shot at Fallon about her losing the North American Championship. Lainey Reed arrives and she slaps JC Jane twice, just like JC slapped Stephanie Vaquer at the Battleground show. And JC says she'll defend her belt against Lainey, who they really like. So Ruka and Zarya are recording a TikTok, and then we see Lash Legend yelling at Wendy, Ren Sinclair. Almost got her name confused. Too many W's, but Ren, not Wendy. Ren Sinclair and Karen Petrovich. And then she starts arguing with Kalani Jordan, who was also there, and Lash threatens Kalani, and it kind of feels like Lash is going heel and Kalani's the face, which I kind of like. I think Kalani's just a natural face. People like her. We get a Culling video promo, and then we get the Culling against Briggs and Indamura, so they showed Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr. in the crowd. For some reason, the Culling wins. Stupid booking decision, Sean. Why have the Culling win? No one cares about Sean Spears and his group. Him and his guy won the match, and then Briggs and Indamura had, they later showed them in the show, but man, they had momentum going in. They reunited them at Battleground, and I was looking forward to them going and having a deep title run, maybe winning the tag team titles from Hank and Tank. Nah, this really hurt them. I don't get this. The Culling sucks. They get no reaction. No one cares about them. Ava talks to Ricky Saints about him attacking Ethan Page earlier in the show after the match. She tells him to go home and rest until he's cleared, so I assume he'll be cleared by Great American Bash. Backstage, Sarah Schreiber stands outside the medical office treating Obafemi after he was chokeslammed through a windshield. She says the match is still on tonight and he's cleared at the moment. Chase U talks backstage. Andre Chase wants them to listen to him, and they're going back to class, which those segments are always entertaining, so I don't mind that. We get a video promo, and this was the big news story from the Glamour Blake Monroe. Okay. She was in a bathtub. When she gets out of it, this is Blake. People who still think of her as Mariah May, this is Blake Monroe now. She's in a bathtub, and she gets out, and then we see her preparing for events or to go to NXT. They don't tell us what, but now she's in a dress and very sexual, just like her AEW character. That's not much of a surprise. I'm not sure how much they're going to push the envelope with her, but I mean, before that in Stardom, she was known for like doing, like a lesbian storyline angle with Mina Shirakawa. They would kiss and stuff. So, I mean, that's what she's known for. So, the her being overly sexualized, that's just part of her gimmick. And I like that they're keeping that. And she's a Hollywood actress. That's kind of her whole character. She's a Hollywood actress that's a wrestler, basically. And when we see her in dress, that just kind of defines of who she is. She's obviously someone who's very attractive. She looks like a Hollywood movie star. That's her look. And I guess the name Blake kind of fits it because Blake Monroe sounds like, a Hollywood blonde bombshell movie star, right? Someone similar. I guess the name Blake could be similar to Blake Lively. That's who I thought of first. I'm not sure where the last name Monroe originates, but Blake Lively I can see. But I found out on X that Mariah's niece, her name is Blake, and she's been on she's done vlogs with her niece Blake, and they've done several of them together. And I think it's likely a homage to her niece Blake, so that's where the name Blake comes from. I'm not sure where the name Monroe, but Blake Monroe, now the glamour Blake Monroe, it's fine. It sounds like a Hollywood actress's name. I can see that, and that's kind of her gimmick. There was a time where WWE would always change names, and then recently they started just allowing people to keep their names, and now they're changing it again. I mean, they went from Ricky Starks to Ricky Saints, which is okay to let them still remain Ricky. Mariah May to Blake Monroe, quite the name change. I guess she's still the glamour. They want to keep that, but it's not the best name. It's not the worst either. It's not going to kill her. I don't mind it. I've seen so many worse names, and I still think they could have just kept her as Mariah May. Everyone knows her as Mariah May. When she debuted last week, everyone said, "Oh my God, Mariah May is in NXT." Everyone knows her as that. I don't mind it. It's not the worst thing in the world. I wish they would have kept Mariah May, but all right. Blake Monroe is fine. I have to say the video promo was great. It fit her exactly what she is. That part I really liked about it. And obviously, she's someone who's very attractive. That's always been her gimmick and how she's presented herself. So the whole sex appeal thing. And we'll see what happens with the glamour Blake Monroe, who next week signs her official NXT contract. Lash Legend is out next. Then we get Lash Legend against Ren Sinclair. So Ren goes to the ring by herself. Originally, the No Quarter Catch crew, which was Tavion and Charlie Dempsey, were with her. She says she can do it alone. That didn't work out well. The referee in this match, I don't know who it is. It's some hot blonde. I think I've seen her before. I think she was a wrestler. Maybe she's done some matches with NXT. Maybe she was on Level Up or something. But you had Kalani Jordan on commentary because she's now feuding with Lash Legend. Just feels like the same thing she did with Jada Parker. They were both on commentary together when they were feuding. But Lash just beat Ren clean. I don't know really where Ren's going to go as a star in the women's division, but Lash just pinned her. We get a Laney Reed video promo, and she's now the Southern Sensation. So we get the glamour, now we get the Southern Sensation. She just took Fallon Henley's old gimmick. Fallon Henley was the country girl. That was her previous gimmick before she went into Fatal Influence. And she was, some hot chick from the South who used Southern twang, and she's just very attractive. Kind of a girl who grew up on the farm. That was her whole gimmick. And they even had Tiffany Stratton and Fallon Henley. That tells you how long Fallon's been in NXT now. Doing video promos from Fallon's ranch and stuff. They've given her Fallon's old gimmick. I think Fallon even poked fun of it on Twitter, which was kind of funny. But that's what they're doing with Laney Reed. I think it can work. I mean, she has a good look to her. She was good in the ring tonight. She's athletic. She probably has some NIL background. That's what so many of these new women do have. That's why so many of these NXT female stars are coming from that NIL background. So that's probably where she is. Sarah Schreiber is interviewing Jasper Troy while he attacked Obafemi earlier. Laney Reed's out next. And then Fatal Influence is out after her, where the defending champion JC Jane makes her entrance. We get JC Jane and Laney Reed. So JC gets the heat on Laney for a while. And then the Southern Sensation starts to get a lot of offense on the champ. There are several near falls that got the crowd into it. I have to say, even though I don't think JC's very good, she's still sloppy in the ring. I actually thought Laney was more exciting here. She missed a blockbuster, but that was fine. JC's just so limited in the ring. She's not very good. Fallon distracts Laney Reed, and then JC hit her spinning back fist finisher, and she got the win. Ava then appears on the podium, and she announces 4 singles matches next week. The winner goes on to a Fatal 4-Way match, all 4 of the winners. And the winner of that Fatal 4-Way match will face JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship at Evolution. Now, Blake Monroe is not in one of those 4 matches that was announced, but I think Jordan Grace is probably the favorite now. I would assume, but maybe not. However, we do have that announced. Josh Briggs is fierce at himself backstage. He's not mad at anymore. I'm just thinking, man, they really should have just given him a big push and let them challenge Hank and Tank. That'd be a big match for Great American Bash. AJ Francis and Casey Navarro appear in the locker room. They mock Briggs and Nomura. Then Elijah appears as well, and he's mad at AJ and Casey for costing Santana. So, if you don't know, AJ Francis is top dollar, and he referenced that. He referenced how he was in NXT before them, and I'm thinking, yeah, you were such a disaster, man. He got fired twice. Why is Top Dollar on TV? Anyway, that's the one perk. That's the one bad thing so far about this WWE TNA relationship. I have to see Top Dollar on my TV. Please don't ever do a dive again, Mr. Top Dollar. You had Luca and Choni talking backstage. You head to the ring, and then we get backstage. Ren gets Charlie Dempsey to shake Miles Moore's hand after leaving the No Quarter Catch crew. Tavian wants to wrestle Charlie as well. Charlie declines. Javon's there the whole time for some reason, trying to, instigate it. I'm not sure why he was even there. But they're going to break up the No Quarter Catch crew. I'm not sure where that leaves Charlie Dempsey. Choni and Luca took on Tyson and Tyreek, who were with their manager, Wesley. Stack showed up, and then they teased Luca hitting Choni with a tire iron as he was distracted by Stacks. But then Choni got jumped by Tyson and Tyreek, and he got pinned, and the family loses again here. Where is Rizzo? We haven't seen her in forever. Trick Williams is interviewed by Sarah Schreiber backstage. Awful promo. I'm sorry. This guy's awful. He sucks. He's a bad promo. Trick Williams is Jey Uso. I'm just going to say, I'm so happy Jey Uso lost his belt last night, but man, Trick is Jey. I can see the comparisons now. It is obvious. He's a horrible promo. He just has a catchphrase and a cool entrance, but bad promo, bad wrestler, man. So Jasper Troy and Oba Femi head to the ring for the main event. We see the Vegas Strip for WrestleMania, which they're now telling people to sign up for the pre-sale. Hopefully the tickets are a little bit cheaper, right? Yeah, right. TKO is going to make it more expensive. That's why they went back. Blake Monroe signs her NXT contract next Tuesday. That was announced in the rundown for next week. And also they got 4 qualifying matches for next week. That sets up the Fatal 4-Way. Winner faces JC at Evolution. And there's also a 6-man tag team match featuring TNA talent. Main event, Oba Femi and Jasper Troy. Definitely the highlight of the show. Very good main event here. Back and forth. They wanted you to think Jasper was going to win. It was kind of similar to the women's title match earlier on the show in a way. But I never believed it. I didn't think they're not putting the belt on Jasper Troy this soon. No way. He's not beating Oba Femi. He got a lot of heat on him. But eventually Oba smashed him. He threw him through the barricade. And he hit the fall from grace once. And it seemed like there was a botch. Something went on. That Troy got his shoulder up. Oba looked confused, so he just got him up, threw him into the ropes, hit a second fall from grace, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And Oba Femi retains his NXT championship. That is how NXT ended this week. I have to say, not the best NXT show. I've seen better shows. Not my favorite show, but that's how it ended this week. Certainly nowhere near on the level as the show we saw last night from Raw, but that was NXT. It felt more like a filler show. Tomorrow will be bigger. You get Blake Monroe. The glamour of Blake Monroe signing her contract. You get the 4 qualifying matches, and you get TNA talent featured in 6-man tag. So I'm sure next week will be bigger, but this was just kind of a paint-by-the-numbers show. Still a while before Great American Bash. From now, time has been removed. We're past Worlds Collide, past Battleground. So it was just kind of a filler show.